information and the photos that you post on social media after you pass away. Eyewitness News I-Team reporter Kelly Choate joins us now to explain how you can take control of your cyber life. Kelly?
Good evening, Nick and Candace. When it comes to your end-of-life planning, you typically think about your property and other assets. It can be easy to forget about your online information, but experts say preparing for your digital death is becoming more important.
It's tough to explain if you never went through something like that. It's not easy.
David Lindenmuth says June 5th, 2014 is a day he can never forget. The now 18-year-old from Shenandoah says he was taken out of school for a family emergency. David immediately thought something had happened to his grandmother. But when he got home, David learned it was his older brother. Christopher Streeter Jr., the father of this little boy, committed suicide. He was 24 years old.
You don't really think about passing away that young, so it's not something anybody was really prepared for.
David says the last thing he and his family thought about, what would happen to Christopher's cyber life. The 24-year-old was an avid Facebook user, posting photos and thoughts to his Facebook profile. But weeks after his death, the page was still active, a painful reminder for the world and his family to see. Like many of us, Christopher didn't have a plan in place for his online information, photos, and videos, putting his loved ones in a tough spot.
You have to go through some red tape with Facebook just to prove that you're actually related to them.
I've actually talked about it to a few people recently, and most people don't think about it.
Christy Adcroft is the president of Tribal Media, a digital marketing agency based out of Scranton. She gives social media advice to businesses. Christy says nearly all of the major social media sites require various forms of identification and proof of death to delete a profile. But this issue, handling a digital death, is prompting many of those sites to give their users more choice when it comes to managing their accounts. Facebook, for example, now gives you the option to memorialize an account, which allows people to look at photos and post on the wall without triggering birthday reminders or people you may know requests. Christy says if your Facebook profile is memorialized, you can also choose a legacy contact, someone to look after your account.
Well, a surefire way to have control over what happens to your accounts after you pass away is to have a formal plan that would be passed on to somebody who's going to be handling your estate one day.
Christy says that plan should include a list of your usernames and passwords for your online accounts and simple instructions that explain what should happen to them. That advice applies to any digital presence, from social media to bank accounts. David and his relatives say their experience has prompted them to be more proactive about their own cyber lives. And yet he says it's comforting to know that he can check in with his brother Christopher whenever he's thinking about him.
Also, reading through the post, it lets me know that he wasn't forgotten by anybody else, too.
Experts tell me that as you're doing your end-of-life planning, that's a good time to also take a look at your privacy settings on those social media profiles. And make sure that each account has a different password that's strong enough to prevent your profile from being hacked before or after you pass away. Live for the I-Team tonight, Kelly Choate, Eyewitness News.
Great advice, especially in this day and age. Kelly, thank you. And if you want to learn how to remove or memorialize your Facebook profile after you pass away, go to our website, pahomepage.com. We have those steps posted there. And that's also where you can find the policies for other major social media sites. And Eagle Sky